Welcome inside another web edition of Q's Countdown alongside Chris Thomsen, Adam Unger. I'm Nick Dugan. Guys, ACC Championship for the Orange. A shaky middle month of the season for them. What did it take? What was the biggest adjustment they had to make in order to take home the hardware down in Georgia?
I mean, Nick, Adam, only one thing you can really point to, the change in net. Evan Malloy instead of Warren Hill made a world of difference, and everything else kind of clicked. You know, the attack, they played very well throughout the season, very consistent. The defense, they improved with it as they got along. Nick Mellon got better. Ben Williams, obviously, is Ben Williams. But, man, Evan Malloy has made such a big difference.
I agree, and you mentioned a lot. I also think the offensive midfield is a bit of a question mark. Good to see that there didn't have to be that many transitions there. But you talk about Malloy. You look at the difference between Malloy's first start against Hobart and Warren Hill's last start against Notre Dame. Shots on goal were cut in half. He directs the defense. He's encouraging, a very vocal leader. Defenders love that.
And he's even better at clearing the ball, too. That was one of the biggest problems against Notre Dame. And I mean, you saw it this weekend in the ACC tournament. Incredible job of just getting the ball outside.
Yeah, Malloy, a big part of that improved Syracuse defense over the last couple weeks. Let's go down to Kennesaw and see just how the Orange were able to get it done. John Desko getting a little autograph session in before the game. A rematch of the 2015 ACC Championship game. And as we mentioned earlier, Evan Malloy, big part of this first half. He made a couple of great saves, 13 overall in the game. But unfortunately, or should I say, Duke definitely has to get on the board at some point, right? He puts one home. That would be Brad Smith putting one home. 9:37 left in the first quarter. And then turnover from Nick Mellon, an outlet by Malloy. And Chris, Dylan Donahue, where's the defense?
Same place they were in the fourth quarter, not existent.
1.6 seconds left in the quarter, and Donahue beats the clock 3-2 SU. And Joe Gillis, he puts one home, 5-3 Orange about midway through the second quarter. And then a strange sequence here. Miles Jones' shot hits the post, and Brandon Mullins appears to step on his own goalkeeper's stick, and Justin Gutterding scores with 6 seconds left before the half. They would go into the half, 6-5 Orange with the lead. In the third quarter, Dylan Donahue's shot is saved, but Tim Barber, he puts one home high and away. But then Duke responds. Miles Jones scoreless in the first half, scoreless no longer. He puts one home. 9-8 Syracuse with 8:41 left in the fourth quarter. And then, all of a sudden, a lightning delay in Kennesaw, Georgia. And that doesn't even look like a field anymore. It looks like a body of water.
It reminds me of home, the 8-1-4. The field looks like Lake Erie.
Lake Erie, maybe not quite Lake Erie. Good guess, though. But definitely the players trying to stay loose. And the game would be moved to Turf Field 1 right across the street.
It was like a high school environment, and this is where the stakes couldn't be any higher. The ACC Championship game being played on a practice field. Nick, I was down there, and I've never seen anything like this. The fans were all along the sidelines. They're even up on the highway looking down. I think the Blue Devils even forgot that the game was going on down there.
Yeah, and the fans weren't going to miss this one as Dylan Donahue scores on the extra man opportunity, make it 10-8 Syracuse. And then Sergio Salcido, good stick protection, and he puts one home. 11-8, the Orange lead. And then Salcido, he'll dish one out to Derek DeJoe. Puts one past the keeper. 12-8, SU running away with it, and Tim Barber, one of his game-high 4 goals on the day, puts SU up by 5 late in the fourth, and then some icing on the cake. Number 22, Jordan Evans, puts one home. That would do it. Syracuse wins their second straight ACC championship, 14-8. And guys, a big reason for this win has to be not only Tim Barber, but as we mentioned earlier, Evan Malloy as well.
I mean, what a change throughout the season, but even in this one, stopping Deemer Class. Remember when Deemer Class had 7 goals earlier this season against Warren Hill? How many points did he have in this one? He didn't have much.
Not much, not much.
You already said it, 13 saves from Malloy. It's a huge game for him. I love his first step, facing both long and close shots. Great to see him continue to succeed in the cage for the Orange.
All right, now let's take a look and see what Evan Malloy has actually been able to do over these last 6 games that he started. As you can see here, save percentage above 50% in every single one except that overtime loss against Cornell.
And after that game, he was very upfront. He took personal responsibility, even though maybe the attack was to blame for that one. We never saw that out of Warren Hill, and ever since that game, Malloy has been ideal in the net. He shut down UNC's attack twice. That's one of the best in the country.
On top of that, you look at the ACC tournament, you've got UNC and Duke. You've got double-digit saves in both games. That's almost unheard of back-to-back against such tough competition from a lacrosse goalie. Evan Malloy has had a long time to sit and wait and watch behind the Molinaras, the Wardwells, and now it's finally his time, and he's been shining in the crease.
As we mentioned, 27 saves for Evan Malloy. But first, let's get now, the season's not over. Got Colgate coming up.
Almost forgot about them.
That's right, and we're going to start with the freshman from Massachusetts, Sam Cleveland.
Sam Cleveland, great freshman, 15 goals and 13 assists on the year. Both of those figures are leading team. Big boy, 6'5", 220. He's very strong on dodges, gets a lot of lean. You're going to have to get a big defender on him to shut him down.
How about Brandon Mullins? I think he could probably get the job done. How about this guy, Anthony Abadessa? He cooled down after a hot freshman year. He was the Patriot League Rookie of the Year. He had 39 points. Now he's Colgate's second leader point getter. He is 20, but he would be 7th on the Orange in points. And I just feel like if Syracuse can stop Miles Jones and Deemer Class, he shouldn't be an issue. This team really shouldn't be an issue for Syracuse.
All right, Colgate coming up on Saturday. Chris, what is going to be your X factor in order for the Orange to take down the Red Raiders?
Look, Nick, Colgate's 4-9. SU's probably going to win this one, so my X factor has to be staying healthy. The Orange cannot afford to lose anyone in this one heading into the NCAA tournament where they are favorites now after winning that ACC championship. Obviously, just do whatever you can. You got to get this win to seal home field. But after that, once it's 10-0 in the third quarter, sit all your guys, send the backups in, get everybody some rest.
Definitely. And Chris, you saw Jordan Evans limping a little bit in the highlights. I would not be surprised if he didn't play at all, but my X factor is going to be the defense shutting down Sam Cleveland. Like we said, big boy, young too, freshman, and he is by far the best scorer for Colgate. You're going to have to put a big body on him. You can't have Nick Mellon against someone of that size, especially when he leans that much on his dodges. But however, in the grand scheme of things, Syracuse will be just fine.
I think they're just going to be just fine no matter what in this one.
All right, a close game between these two teams last season, 9-7, the Orange able to squeak out a win. Chris Thomsen's already got 10 goals on the board for the Orange. Adam, what's your prediction for this game?
My prediction, Nick, is 14-3 Syracuse. Look, this is a very strange bit of scheduling here for the Orange. They're coming out of the conference tournament. Now you're coming back to another regular season game. This shouldn't be much more than a tune-up for the Orange. The starters might not be out by halftime, but they'll be out by the third quarter for sure.
Have to be. My final score, 15-1. It's the odds that Colgate is actually going to get on the board, to be honest. This is not going to be close. It was close last year, but Colgate was good. This year they're 4-9. They are just not up to par. They are not going to have, it's not going to be close. I just don't see how Syracuse will lose this one.
All right, so our analysts have big wins for the Orange, both of them. That's all the time we've got here in the CitrusTV studios. For Adam Unger, Chris Thomsen, I'm Nick Dugan. Thanks for watching.